Now, it's time to work on this. Now, it's the basic design. I use that as a point of reference, and I'm going to build off from here. Clearly, when I assembled this through here, which I'm going to do right now, and that thing was here, I only had enough clearance, which, you know what, I might as well get it. I had not a lot of clearance under it. Above it is fine. I have no problem with that. It's the bottom part that I was a bit uncomfortable with. But let's see here. If I put this back there, I got about roughly around the same height as the ball, as the circle section here. So that's good. That's good to see how it works. So I have a lot of spacing to work down here, and a lot of spacing to work up here. I had to put some marks here to centerize it, so I know where is where. And now I'm going to create a frame-like system. And for starters, I took some of my 1mm styrene sheets, and I cut half of a half an inch circle using a template, using this this template here, which has the same dimensions, and I cut it. Well, you know, what I did was I put this on top of the plate, and using this tool began to slowly make a circle, or make the half circle, and then, you know, did it 1, 2, 3 until it's finally, you know, I finally dug in enough so I can cut it with a knife. And I made 4 of these. And then using the sanding paper, sanding it down a bit so it's nice and even. And then I have that. So that will be in, I'm going to put this in 4 points. 1, 2, and 3, 4. The bottom part, I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm going to put something else a little different, but I want to keep the top part the same. So I'm also going to cut this in an angle, and this is of course what it looks like before me cutting it, and here it is in an angle. Cool, right? How to get it on right on each one of these using my chopper. And you know, sometimes getting the angle on the chopper is not as easy as you think, because first of all, these are great guides, but you definitely need, if you get this chopper, my suggestion is, and I was going to do this on my styrene sheets, but I can't because I need them for work as well. Buy yourself, if you get the chopper, buy yourself either 1 or 2mm styrene sheets. Cut it in specific angles, 45, 90 degrees, 35 degrees, any degree you want, and use them as guides that you can actually put them on, because those small ones are very difficult, and sometimes if you want to use bigger size dimensions, you'll need a bigger template or something as a stopper to help you guide through. So there you go. Now, actually, now I got to do this because I just forgot. This is going to be a little... No, I can't do it this way. I can, and I should. Because I want to at least get it right. Just a light. There we go. Something light there to align it properly. I could use tape if I wanted to. Ah! See, I knew that was going to happen, but just... There we go. That's fine. That's perfect. Alright, so let me prepare to glue these on, see how it looks. Okay, so I got the top frame done. Put a plate over here, using half a millimeter styrene sheet over it, and I got two 0.5 millimeter styrene sheets here for the sides, one for one side, the other one for the other. I gave it a little bit of an overlap so that way it'll be, once I push it in and glue it on and flush it out a bit, I'll then sand it down so it's nice and even. Thinking of putting some stuff around here, and obviously putting stuff around here as well once that's taken care of. Now I did drill two little holes over here, and the whole purpose was for me, I have this little LED light set up that was actually sent to me along with a package of other LED lights that I purchased, and it's a regular white light. Let me just show it to you. Come on. Thank you. Ugh, not the wrong way, sorry. It's a regular white light, pretty good. My intention, my idea was to put it here. Put it there. I didn't centerize this and think about it at that moment to do this, so I'm kind of like I can't put this in the barrel. It's ridiculous to do it at this moment, because to put a light over here that will only be seen if you look down the barrel is going to be ridiculously stupid. I was going to do it here, so that way when I put, you know, there'll be enough clearance for anybody to see it as a sensor type light. I was going to actually think of putting it on the sides. But now I need to do this. I think I'm going to do this. I just need to cut the hole here, centerize it, and then one of these plates, not this one, sorry, this one, after I glue it on, I'm going to cut the hole so that way the, actually no, I don't have to cut the hole. I can actually slide it down through here. Oh, that's even better. There we go. Because I don't want to lose this, and I'm going to put some stuff on it. But so far so good with this. Alright, so with a lot of work and effort, I built my custom eye field generator, as you can see here, using the LED light that I showed off before. And what I did was I created a frame structure inside, and using the reflective oh god, what is it? The reflective tape, which is not tape, but something that I picked up a while back. I put it on in areas where it will reflect the light, and put a breaker there for the light source, and for this, so it doesn't touch both positive and negative. But if I do this, see, it turns red, then green, then blue. And then purple, and then yellow, and then red. There you go. And this will cover all angles, as you can see there. Now, I was happy to get that crystal, that clear part from Evergreen, which I'm going to cut a hole and place it in there, and then cut some detail there. I mean, something to cover these two. I'm going to cover these holes here, cover this one here soon, and then this will be like this, so it looks like that. Many will argue, why didn't I just put one here, but then I would have to make a hole there, and said, you know what, it doesn't have to be completely circle. It could be weird. It could be off-center, you know? It doesn't have to be symmetrical. Maybe that's the word I wanted to say, but yeah, that's the idea. I do have to figure out the connection here, because it has to be something like this around this point, or I can put something there, and then put it out to here. One option that I was going to use is this guy right here. This is actually from the GM drive part from the Perfect Grade Exia, and if I do it the way I think I wanted to do, so put through there and there, it will look like that. But then I would have to make something there to connect to this. That's good, and then I'm going to get the wiring there. So it looks like, you know what, there is something I want to pull out. I just reminded myself at this a moment ago. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, there it is. So I'm waiting for that connector for me to figure out the wiring. So if once I soldered this and this together, then I will close it up with this part here. Which, now I'm looking at it and I'm still having second thoughts. I had something for this. Now I can't find it. I have a bit of a mess here. No, I have a mess. I have a big mess. But I need to figure this out, cover up the holes and all that stuff, so the structure will look like that, and then that way I'll have my I-field generator prepared. So let me figure this out. We'll continue on. Alright, basic frame, basic geometric design is done, as you can see here. Not 100%, I think 100% well done there, in a way. But there are certain things that I need to clear up. Even though I've glued this on the edges, these parts here is bent inwards, so I'm going to have to try to use one of my sticks to bring it up and then glue it on so it's nice and flush. And here's the wiring for the LED light. What I did was I centered the hole there, and I took one of these parts which was sparked from the spikes to put it there. And then all I need to do is put this here and here. There you go. You got a light source there. That's good. I'm going to try to clean this up a bit, because I think if I can't align it properly, I could still cheat. Cheating is good. I have those L-shaped styrene sheets that I can probably cut and put it there in the section there, so it evens it out. I may have to expand it a bit, or maybe put it in. Well, hold on, because they're in a frame like setup where if I bent one area, it's going to be uneven on the other. So I may have to put them in hot water and let it soak there, so when where it's a little bit more manuable, and then I can place it on top of this and then glue it on. That's an idea for that. But as for the front part, I did the same thing with this, but in a smaller version, as you can see here. And this one actually came out much better, but I'll still put the L-shaped part here. So I made it conform to the size of the 8mm hole. It's not going to be accurate for the 7. I'm going to leave that alone, put something there, not a light source of course, and this is actually going to be perfect for me to remove if I have to, you know, transport it. But there you go. There's the cannon right there, or the basic frame shape. I'm going to have to put something here as a guide, because it's going to turn left and right on me all the time. So that's something I have to work with. Yeah, that's not bad. I did put it on the frame, on the main hull itself, and it is, you know, obviously there's a weight structure there, and when I put more greeblies on it and more detail on it, it's going to probably either go forward or go to the side. There's a way to fix that on this by putting, like, maybe getting this and cutting it off at a specific length and then put it on it, and then of course at the same time put something here to counterbalance it. But yeah, this is coming out nice, very nice. I like it. So recently on my Twitter page I posted a photograph of these little guys. These are the cables that I've ordered on eBay. Apparently these are a smaller version of the thicker ones that I purchased a while back, and because I didn't feel like having those massive connectors being placed on top of the kit was required for me to use for both the railgun and the I-field generator. So these are, when I purchased these are perfect. They're connected to each other, male, female, and if I take these two, put them together, they fit snug. All I need to do is snip the ends and then connect them to wherever we wanted to go. So I took a couple of these and began working on them, and I decided to put it on this part here on the cannon. Used these covers here for this because I didn't like the red and black connection, and this will go. At first I wanted to do it like wrap around up front, but based on its positioning, and I'm probably going to put stuff to cover it, it's going to go right under the base, or right under the hull. So what I did was I started gutting out the kit, gutting out the base, super gluing it, and since that was the last thing I needed, this is the end results. And you're gonna have to excuse me, but this is all closed up here, so I don't want to yank it off so you guys can see this. Maybe I should have done the connection within a connection within a connection, but this, once it's glued on, it's done. But let me show you what I did here. I put the connection down here so it wraps around to the side there for the railgun or mega cannon, and the same thing here, which will go for the I-field generator. I test fitted this. I test out using a dummy light, and it connected, powered up properly. Then I soldered both connections to this connector here, and I wrapped it around with the with this. It's going to be pushed in a bit because this part needs to go in here. I did the same thing here with this one, which was a pain in the ass because unfortunately I didn't give it enough slack. So I was like working with the soldering tool, like and making sure that I don't touch anything to break, burn, or do whatever happens. But yeah, I got it. It's done. I think this was appropriate because I'm probably going to put stuff over it, give it a more detailed look to it. So let me get my glue. Let me begin gluing all these together and see how it comes out. Okay, so I super glued the plates that I custom cut for this on this end, this end, this end, this end, and everything came out okay except for the fact that this plate I had to custom make. The one that I made beforehand, I guess with me, all the wiring and all the stuff, it wouldn't, I don't know, even though this one was cut fine, this was not falling into place correctly. As a matter of fact, it's still, there's about maybe a millimeter off. So I'm going to probably take these parts off and use them for something else. I'm going to get a plate to cover this entire section here, this section here, because this is going to be the connection for the base. I got to cover this as well and this as well, but all the wiring is now inside, and these two guys, I think I'm going to have to maybe glue them on into one position. Yeah. Then I gotta somehow merge these two here, and then whatever I have to do here as well. While I was doing that, I started to work on the base again, and I finally connected these three pieces here. They're super glued in, they're tight, they will be covered up, so I'll make some sort of weird design here so it's nice and strong. Part of my super glue, actually, a couple of days ago, I actually put the super glue. I think the super glue was not completely closed and it tipped over and a little bit fell on this. So right now this thing is solid as a rock. So I'm gonna have to put something around here on both ends so it could be part of the design. I have an idea. Hopefully it'll come out. But let's put this together. I want to test fit this. This goes in the back. There we go. Not bad. Do need to put something here because I don't want this. Well, I don't know if it's going to be back heavy. But it is stable and strong, and it's not wobbly with one yeah, that when I built that Bellerophon, I used only one of these, and even though there was a base here, I was afraid this whole thing was going to snap off. Luckily, I've made this structure that's a little bit stronger than this. You know what? I'm kind of tempted, and I'm going to do this right now. I haven't made this yet, so that I'm still figuring out. But I'm not plugging these in either because I don't have the battery connected anyway. So let's put that there. To figure out something around here. Let's slide this in here. For that. And a cannon for this. Nice. See? I told you that was going to be a little bit uneven. Even though it was light, it's not light enough to be held on its own strength with that part there. Let's put something on this just so we can use it as a point of reference. Can we balance it out? Oh, good. It's balanced out fine. Let me get this camera back a bit further so you guys can see this. Oh, it's not even. The length is perfect. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go all out here. I'm going to put this one on. And this one on. Well, I have to admit, visually in my mind, I thought to myself, okay, this is what it's going to look like. I actually did not expect this. And hell, I don't even have the RX-78-2 here yet, which I now need to make something to hold him up here, make something to put something here so he can have something to grab on. Because he cannot just be, flying about with nothing to hold on to. But, yeah. This came out pretty well. Alright, so I am noticing how these two parts are bending down. That's something that be fixed because I can put two parts there, like two plates there that can hold it up straight. But then you have these, how it's bending. So, like I mentioned before, I'm going to put a bar there of some sort, maybe a square or a round bar. I have not thought of it yet, but something that will hold these two up together. I need to somehow squeeze all these wirings in the inside so I can have the connection into place. These of course are way too long. I gotta fix these two side parts there. I have an idea for these two parts. Put something in the back here, sides here, front there, yeah. The I field generator, even though is going to be like this, it's kind of small, so I'm going to build up something around it to give it more detail and get it up to there, like maybe at that height. Also, I pulled out a lot of extra parts from kits that I've built in last year, like for example the Gusian, the Gundam Gusian rebake. Remember the leftover legs? I'm thinking of putting that one like, well, not like that, but maybe like that and that, and then put something like more specific thrusters. I'm thinking of putting like thrusters up front, something like that. Yeah, I have a lot of leftover. I have a lot of parts here which I just separated and cut from many other kits, which now I'm going to start working on redefining how this whole thing looks. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I have less than 29 days to get this thing done, have it prepared, painted, detailed, decaled, checked, double checked, triple checked, and making sure everything is all stable. I also have to increase the height of this base a little bit more so I can put the battery packs under it. But this is how far I've gone with this kit. This is how far I've gone. And I will of course make my announcement what the name of this kit's going to be when I do drawing next week. There'll be other videos in between, but next week I'll make the final decision of what we're going to call this.